How long have you had this piece?
It's been in my possession for a week, and but it was given to me my dad.
How long ago?
Not very long ago, this morning actually.
Okay.
So he said, well, it's yours now.
Well, what's the family history with this piece? It's been in your family for quite a while.
It has. Talking to Dad, my great-great-grandfather was a Western painter, Harvey Young, and this was a friend of his. I guess it was entered in a World Expo or State Expo or something, and it was a gift from that artist friend to him, and so it's passed down through the family that way.
Among the most fascinating creations of early 20th century American art pottery is Climbing for Honey, a sculptural vase designed by artist Van Briggle in 1904. This work, featuring two bears ascending toward a beehive, reflects the artist's mastery of naturalistic form and his poetic approach to Art Nouveau design. Artus Van Briggle began his career at Rookwood Pottery in Cincinnati before moving to Colorado Springs, where he founded his own studio in 1901. Though his life was tragically brief due to tuberculosis, Van Briggle's final years were marked by remarkable creativity. His works combine delicate modeling, subtle symbolism, and rich matte glazes that became signatures of the American Art Nouveau style.
If we look at the bottom of the pot, we can see the AA mark, which is for artist and Anna Van Briggle. It says Van Briggle. It's got a Roman numeral 3, which is the clay composition. It's also got the date 1904 written. It's covered with glaze, a little hard to see.
Yeah.
If you look in the way Van Briggle is signed, the way the G's are little semicircles with a straight line dropping down from them, that's artist's own signature. So we know that at the very least, he signed this pot.
The vase bears the AA mark for Artus and Anna Van Briggle along with the date 1904 and the clay code 3. Its surface reveals faint throwing rings and hand-carved ridges, suggesting it was individually sculpted, possibly even a prototype. The dual matte green glazes a soft, feathered tone for the background and a denser shade for the bears give the piece extraordinary visual depth and texture. Historically, this model is associated with the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair Louisiana Purchase Exposition, where Van Briggle exhibited to great acclaim. A surviving medallion from the exposition further strengthens the connection between this vase and that event. Experts estimate that such an early, signed example could command $20,000, $30,000, or even up to $40,000 if confirmed as the exposition piece. Today, Climbing for Honey endures as a testament to Van Briggle's vision uniting technical innovation, natural beauty, and a distinctly American interpretation of Art Nouveau.
I bought these pieces in England, in Ramsgate, about 20 years ago, early 1990.
Okay, and what took you to Ramsgate's right in the southeast corner of England?
I was there on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember the antique shop was right off the train platform, so I kind of wandered through there. And what caught my eye is the red color. I liked the red color, and the shop owner said they were Dalton and said that they were good pieces.
These pieces are original works by the renowned British ceramics manufacturer Royal Doulton. Royal Doulton is one of Britain's most celebrated and historic ceramics manufacturers, founded in 1815 by John Doulton in London. Originally known for producing utilitarian stoneware such as drainpipes and household items, the company gradually evolved into a leader in fine art pottery and porcelain. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Royal Doulton became synonymous with innovation and craftsmanship, introducing artistic stoneware that combined traditional English forms with creative glaze techniques. Under the guidance of designers like Charles Noak, Hannah Barlow, and George Tinworth, the company gained worldwide recognition for its expressive figurines, flamed glazes, and characterful hand-painted decorations. Royal Doulton's collaboration with talented artists also helped it bridge Eastern and Western aesthetics, producing notable collections such as Chongware and Soongware, inspired by Chinese ceramics.
This was 20 years ago then you were there, about. And how much did you pay for them then?
I remember on this piece it was around $180, and most of the pieces probably were similar to that. He really reassured me that they were good pieces, so I trusted him.
Well, I think he was right. They are good pieces. They are, as you say, Royal Doulton. There are two different types of ware here. As you can see, the smaller vases are a little different from the large ones.
The group includes two main types of wares, Chongware and Sumware, both created under the direction of the artist Charles Noak, who played a crucial role in Royal Doulton's early 20th century artistic innovation. The Chongware pieces are characterized by their deep, flamboyant red glazes, known as flam, achieved through high-temperature firing. This glaze technique was developed in collaboration with Bernard Moore, a master of experimental ceramics. The result is a rich, flowing surface with variations of crimson, blue, and purple tones that mimic the effects of ancient Chinese glazes. Meanwhile, the Sunware vases were slightly earlier works, inspired by classic Song Dynasty ceramics, but executed in the distinctive Royal Doulton style. These pieces have smooth, balanced forms with more subdued glazes, often in soft blues and greens. Together, these vases represent the peak in early 20th century English ceramic artistry, melding Western craftsmanship with Eastern aesthetics. Today, their value is significant, with individual pieces estimated between $2,000 and $5,000 depending on condition, color, and form.
It was my father's vase that he got somewhere when he was traveling in Europe. I would guess in the late 40s, early 50s. And he never said much about it, but I know it was very special to him because he knocked a hole in the wall and built a lighted niche where he set this.
Well, it's truly a magnificent vase.
The vase was made by the prestigious Sèvres porcelain manufactory in France, one of the most renowned porcelain producers in Europe. Although many objects bearing the Sèvres mark are later imitations, this example is confirmed to be an authentic Sèvres piece. The marks underneath the vase tell an important story. The underglazed greenness and date indicate that the porcelain body was made in 1912, while the red decoré Sèvres mark confirms that it was also decorated at the Sèvres factory that same year. The decorator's initials HL refer to Leclerc, one of the skilled artists employed at Sèvres. The vase is exquisitely enameled by hand with rich, multicolored designs and gilded details, making it a true luxury item of the early 20th century. Its original fitted case, still preserved, and the engraved brass plaque on the front greatly enhance its rarity and value. Altogether, the vase, its case, and plaque would retail today between $2,000 and $3,000, though experts note it would cost far more to reproduce such quality today, making it an undervalued treasure of European porcelain artistry.
What's the universal Indian question? What tribe are you?
Catawba,
Catawbas are from where?
Rock Hill, South Carolina.
So what did you bring today?
Some pottery from Sarah Ayers. She is a master potter.
She Catawba?
Yes, sir.
How did you get them?
Online purchases.
What'd you pay for the big one?
$306.
Okay. What did you pay for the little pots?
Probably $100 to $150.
The pottery pieces shown here were created by Sarah Ayers 1919 to 2002, a renowned master potter of the Catawba Indian Nation from Rock Hill, South Carolina. The Catawba are one of the oldest Native American tribes in the southeastern United States, famous for their distinctive hand-built pottery tradition that stretches back centuries. Ayers was instrumental in reviving this ancient art form during the mid-20th century, bringing new creativity while maintaining traditional methods. Her works were made entirely by hand cold rather than wheel thrown, shaped from local river clay, burnished instead of glazed, and fired in open pits in her backyard. This technique produced the warm, smoky tones and natural color variation seen across the surface, the result of fire patterns interacting with the clay. Ayers often added unique sculptural features, such as small human or animal heads, and incised geometric motifs that covered the entire vessel with rhythmic precision. Among Catawba artisans, Sarah Ayers is considered the queen of Catawba pottery. Her sign. Large vessels like the one described in the appraisal are especially prized for their color depth, balanced form, and detailed surface work. Today, Her larger sign pots can sell at auction for $2,500 to $3,500, while smaller unsigned examples may bring around $200 to $300 each. Her art not only embodies Catawba cultural identity, but also represents a powerful preservation of Native American craft heritage in the modern era.
Years ago, I would take my children for a walk to the park, and there was this elderly lady that lived near the park, and I would say hello, and she would say hello, and one day I looked and I noticed that she had this crock where the water would come down, and I said, "Aren't you afraid that that is going to break in the winter?" And she says, "Well, I have nothing else to keep my water in." So I offered her $10. And I said, "Would you want to buy a container or a bucket?" And she says, "That's fine."
This impressive 20-gallon stoneware crock was produced by Thompson and Williams Pottery in Morgantown, West Virginia, a small pottery partnership that operated briefly between 1875 and 1878. Located just south of Pittsburgh, the region was known for its active pottery industry during the late 19th century, supplying durable stoneware for household use across the Appalachian region. Because Thompson and Williams worked together for only about 3 years, surviving examples of their work are quite rare. The crock was originally used for storing liquids, pickles, and fermented foods such as sauerkraut, a staple among German immigrant families in that area. Despite its age and minor kill damage, the piece remains well preserved. Its slightly uneven rim and traces of kill contact only add to its authenticity and charm. The hand-painted blue floral flourishes and stenciled decorations exemplify the practical yet decorative style of American stoneware from this period. While the maker is not among the most famous in American pottery, the crock's rarity, size, and ornate surface decoration make it a prized collector's piece. At auction, such a well-preserved example could be valued between $3,000 and $5,000, turning what was once a humble $10 purchase into a remarkable piece of folk craftsmanship and history.
I got it at a local auction out of Wagner.
What did you pay for it?
I paid $50.
What attracted you to buy this thing?
Well, I was wanting to start doing my kitchen in primitives, and it looked like a good piece to set in the corner. And then when I took it home and cleaned it up, it looked a little more impressive.
And once you got it home and cleaned it up, what did you discover then?
That it had some writing on it and had been signed. It just really attracted me.
It says made by J.B. Skinner, Sterrett, Alabama.
This stoneware jar comes from Sterrett, Alabama, a small community located near the southern end of the Appalachian Mountains. During the late 19th century, Sterrett became known for its tradition of hand-thrown stoneware made from the region's dense, durable clay. This particular jar, sign made by J.B. Skinner, Sterrett, Alabama, represents that local craftsmanship beautifully. The piece is decorated with sgraffito, a technique in which the surface is carved with patterns or inscriptions before glazing, creating a texture and tactile design. Its rich brown glaze, slightly uneven surface, and rustic shape reveal the handmade nature of the work and the aesthetic typical of Southern folk pottery. Dated around 1870 to 1885, the jar stands as a rare and well-preserved example of Alabama regional stoneware, valued for both its artistry and its historical connection to the Southern pottery tradition.
It's a really great piece of stoneware because it's signed. If it wasn't signed, it would be worth a few $100s.
Yeah. Okay, that's neat.
Yeah.
I'm real happy.
My wife and I love to go to garage sales and antique stores, and about 6 years ago, I saw this sitting on a stand, and it was, believe it or not, it was completely white.
It was completely covered with white paint?
It looked like white paint, and I thought, well, it must be concrete maybe, or some kind of a plaster, and I said, look great in our yard. And I kept looking at it, and they wanted like $250 for it, and I said, no, it's a little too much. Came back the following week, I looked at it again, it was down to $220. And about the third or fourth time I looked at it, It was about $185. So I decided, well, it's worth it, so I bought it.
This remarkable ceramic sculpture was discovered at a local garage sale, where it was originally covered in layers of white paint that obscured its true beauty. After months of careful cleaning and restoration, the owner revealed an exquisitely detailed work featuring flowing ribbons and garlands of fruit. The craftsmanship and decorative motifs recall the Renaissance pottery traditions of Bernard Palissy, France, and the Della Robbia family, Italy, both celebrated for their naturalistic relief designs and vibrant glazes. Although the exact maker remains unidentified despite extensive research, the vase demonstrates the exceptional artistry and technical skill, suggesting it was produced by a highly trained European workshop, possibly from the late 19th to early 20th century. Its intricate modeling, near porcelain body, and harmonious proportions indicate it was a luxury decorative piece rather than a utilitarian object. Expert appraisal estimated its retail value between $4,000 and $6,000, recognizing both its mystery and artistic merit.
Got a great piece of pottery here with some neat decoration on it. Where was it you told me that it came from?
Gentry, Arkansas. My dad lived there when he was young, like in the 40s, and they met a man who lived in a cabin, and he had ties to the Civil War. And when he passed away, his family lived in California and asked my family to go in and clean up the cabin and said they could keep anything that they found. And this was the one thing that really caught my dad's eye, and he has since given it to me a couple of years ago.
This remarkable piece of stoneware has an intriguing story and a strong connection to American folk pottery traditions. Originally discovered in a cabin in Gentry, Arkansas, the jar was passed down through generations of a local family. Although it was found in Arkansas, the pottery itself likely originated from a northern pottery center such as Ohio, Pennsylvania, or New York, regions well known in the 19th century for their high-quality stoneware production. The jar began as a simple 6-gallon storage crock, but what makes it special is its hand-painted cobalt blue decoration. Known as an end-of-day piece, it was likely created by a potter experimenting at the end of the workday, using leftover materials to add unique designs for personal enjoyment rather than for sale. The depiction of a man, possibly a Union soldier, along with charming details like the fly and shoe motif, gives the crock a rare and whimsical character. Despite minor chips and cracks, collectors value such pieces for their artistic individuality rather than perfect condition. This combination of folk creativity, regional craftsmanship, and personal history elevates its worth to an estimated $4,000–6,000, a testament to the enduring appeal of handmade 19th century American stoneware.
I was coming home from Dallas, and we pulled off on a little town here close to Oklahoma City, and there was a garage sale, and we stopped, and this was there in the garage sale, and so I bought it. I liked it. My sister was an artist, and she did watercolor, and this kind of looks like her work.
What'd you pay for this?
$5.
$5?
The vase was made by the Teplitz Pottery Workshop, located in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic, near the Dresden border in Germany. Teplitz pottery became renowned during the Art Nouveau period around 1900 to 1905 for its elegant, flowing designs and finely hand-painted decoration. Influenced by the Jugendstil style, Teplitz works often feature graceful figures, nature motifs, and soft pastel colors. While many of the decorators were women, this particular vase is believed to have been painted by a male artist. This example is remarkable for combining two rare elements, a portrait of a woman with enameled hair on one side and a forest landscape on the other. Most Teplitz portrait vases focus solely on the figure, making this dual composition especially valuable. The artist's use of blues, pinks, and gold tones, along with raised enameling, gives the surface a sense of depth and light. With its refined craftsmanship, balanced design, and the unique harmony between portrait and landscape, this vase stands as an exceptional example of Art Nouveau ceramic art. Its appraised value at auction was estimated between $3,000 and $4,000, reflecting both its aesthetic and historical significance.
My dad found the vase in about 1961-62 time frame. He was an apartment manager in the city of Boston, worked for a company that owned several apartments, and part of his job was to go in when folks would move out, make sure everything was cleared out. And this particular apartment, and I believe it was in Roxbury, Mass., there was trash and rubbish on the floor, and as he was cleaning it up, the vase was underneath all the trash, but it was dirty. And he picked it up, thought it might be worth something, brought it home, and brought it to my mother, and she washed it off and then could see the Minton label on the bottom of the vase.
The piece in question is a vase made by the renowned English firm Minton's Limited, one of England's most renowned porcelain manufacturers, founded in Stoke-on-Trent in 1793. Minton's reached its artistic peak during the Victorian era, famous for its refined craftsmanship and intricate decoration. This particular vase dates from the late 19th century, when the French artist Marc-Louis Solin joined Minton's in 1870 and introduced the pâté-sur-pâté technique, a sophisticated process of layering liquid porcelain to create delicate raised designs. The vase bears the classic Minton mark with a crown, dating it between 1873 and 1891. On the front, there is a faint LB signature, likely belonging to Lawrence Burks, one of Solin's pupils. The vase features carefully modeled white relief decorations and subtle color tones, showing the meticulous handwork typical of Minton's luxury art pieces rather than functional pottery. Experts have identified it as a fine but modest example of Minton pâté-sur-pâté, where, valued between $1,500 and $2,500, with the potential to reach $5,000–$7,000 if the matching pair were found. This vase stands as a remarkable example of 19th-century artistic collaboration between French technique and British design, revealing how forgotten household items can hold deep historical and artistic significance.
It was given to my boyfriend's stepfather. His first wife was a housekeeper for the Mellons, right here in Pittsburgh on Fifth Avenue, and it was given to her.
And did she know anything about it at all when you acquired it?
I don't think so, because I know at one point she had flowers in it. Live ones.
I can see the remains of some of those flowers up in the top of it.
This elegant ceramic vase was produced by the Vase Manufacturing Company of Greenpoint, New York, active between 1880 and 1892. The company became known for its richly decorated ceramics that reflected the aesthetic movement, an artistic trend of the late 19th century emphasizing beauty, exoticism, and craftsmanship. Around 1884, decorator Edward Lycett joined the firm, later assisted by his son Joseph, and their artistry helped define the company's distinctive style. The vase showcases the eclectic spirit of the period, blending Japanese and Chinese design motifs, such as delicately painted chrysanthemums, butterflies, and flowing organic forms, that appealed to Western tastes for Oriental art. Its reticulated neck openwork design and the intricate vermiculite or earthworm pattern near the base demonstrate a high level of technical skill and decorative ambition. Unlike ordinary household pottery, pieces from Vase Manufacturing were luxury art ceramics, sold through fine department stores and collected by those interested in modern artistic design. Despite minor surface wear from age and use, this large vase remains a striking example of American aesthetic ceramics. Its current estimated value ranges from $1,500 to $2,500, reflecting its rarity, craftsmanship, and growing desirability among collectors today.
I bought them at the local free market where I live. It's on the west side of El Paso. I like to collect pottery and art glass, mostly. Yeah.
How did you start going? Did your parents take you?
Actually, I call my dad's flea market because he was the first person to start selling there.
The pair of porcelain vases originated from France, dating back to around 1880, a period when French porcelain flourished as a refined art form. They were discovered by the owner at a local flea market in Pasco, where he often searched for pottery and art glass. Initially, he could only afford one vase and returned later to purchase his companion, fortunately keeping the pair intact, as they had likely been together since their creation. These pieces are made of fine porcelain, notable for its white, translucent surface that resembles glass. Each vase is beautifully hand-painted with pastoral French scenes, depicting couples in romantic countryside settings, such as a hunter with his sweetheart. The reverse sides are adorned with wildflowers painted on a soft dusty pink background, adding depth and charm to the design. While not produced by one of France's most famous manufactories, like Sevres, they still represent high-quality craftsmanship from the late 19th century, with careful attention to form, color, and decoration. The porcelain remains in excellent condition, showing no signs of cracks or restoration. Purchased for just $50 for the pair, their current estimated value ranges from $600 to $900, reflecting both their artistry and collectability. These vases embody the romantic elegance of the Belle Epoque, where beauty and craftsmanship went hand in hand.
This picture was given to me in the 70s. My uncle bought it down on Montana Street here in El Paso at an antique shop. And about a year ago, I found the bowl in an antique shop in Cedar Crest, New Mexico. And I wondered if they were a match.
This elegant jug and bowl set was produced by the Royal Doulton Company of England around 1904, as confirmed by the registered design numbers road numbers stamped on the base of each piece. These marks indicate that both the shape and the decorative pattern were officially registered, ensuring that the design was unique to Royal Doulton. The pattern is known as Aubrey, likely named in homage to Aubrey Beardsley, the British illustrator celebrated for his stylized, sinuous Art Nouveau imagery. The set embodies the English Art Nouveau style, distinguished by its flowing organic lines, known as tendrils, and the delicate interplay of blue and white tones, a subtle example of what collectors sometimes call flow blue. The craftsmanship reflects Royal Doulton's high production standards during the Edwardian period, combining fine ceramic quality with artistic design. Though the jug and bowl may not have originally been sold together, their matching motifs and harmonious color palette make them a visually unified pair. The jug features traces of gilding, suggesting it may have once been the more ornate of the two. Together, these pieces represent the refinement and decorative elegance that define turn-of-the-century English ceramics. In today's market, a complete pairing like this could retail for $500 to $600, prized for both its aesthetic beauty and historical charm.